There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Now, to make sure I remember how to do this, I can rotate the evidence with the right analog stick. I can also use X and B to zoom in and out to get a better look. And if I ever get too turned around, I can always use reset to return things to its initial state. I better search every inch of this box carefully and examine anything of interest with the detail with the A button. Like this lock, for instance. This is the lock. It was forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. The victim's blood. Did the blood get here when the victim was struck with this box? Or did it splatter onto this box when the victim was hit with something else? I guess I can't really tell just by looking. What's this? There's a butterfly relief here. I've seen the same butterfly shape here and there all over Khura'in. Interesting, but I guess it doesn't really help me prove anything. The lid of the box was forced open. But while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Then why is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's his keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? Huh? It won't open. Would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. Treasure box updated. In any case, I'd better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. Then why not look in the back? There's a butterfly relief here. I've seen this same butterfly shape here and there all over Khura'in. Interesting, but I guess it really doesn't help me prove anything. This blood stain! It shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a blood stain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head would splatter across his hand and onto the box. Objection! Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? What? I should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That, I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? You have proof of the outline is of the victim's hand. Where would this proof of something like that even be? Be right back. Sorry about this. This is why I hate having interruptions. Let's continue on. Please submit your evidence at this time. What evidence shows that the outline on the treasure box is that of the victim's hand? Simple. The crime photo.
Take that!
I got it. This is the evidence that is gonna save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, It just so happens I have the proof you require.
You do?
It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out. What proves that the bloodstain outline on the box is that of the victim's hand, you ask? His bloody hand. Where else?
Take that!
Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood.
What?
If we place Mr. Rawls' hand inside the bloody outline,
You think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter?
exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then, the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box.
You can't be serious! I protest! There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ow!
Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie, and I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Rawls. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Ahl'bi. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Rawls would say to me. Ahl'bi, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. Yeah, he was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Mr. Rawls.
Objection!
Now wait just one moment. If the victim was a thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Rawls was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. Oh, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon?
Was something else?
The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered on the treasure box the victim was holding when he was struck with the real weapon. That's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Understanding? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man, drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man, yo, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man, done in by a weapon. For you, miserable wretch, hell doth be beckon. Yeah. I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know, Your Majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon? Death to the lawyer! This is it. The moment of truth. I can't back down. Not now. Yes, Your Majesty. I am confident that the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to the real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was, what would somebody like Understanding use to bludgeon someone? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used. That's simple. The Dance of Devotion photo. What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread is all I got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning Dance of Devotion. That photo? How's that gonna help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah, and what's this something, This thing here is odd to say the least. The guitar.
Take that!
Mr. Understanding, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your gamelan was your one and only. Well, Mr. Understanding, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Not after you use it to bludgeon Mr. Rawl to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old gamelan to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. No! He's already destroyed the evidence. And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Now there's no proof to show. Oh, come on, that was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But your magistrate, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is the murderer is no more than conjecture. Ah! There's the pain expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accuse Mr. Understanding of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Understanding's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Ah! Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Rawl and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good. Not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. Poor Ahl'bi will be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with less modesty in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy is guilty as sin. I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people. Let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Ahn'Stahna's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. We know that Mr. Rawl was the thief, and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Ahl'bi that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to? Ah! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Like, Polkunka, man, what you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself? Sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off on your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well. Let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. This is your last chance, Defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense, no amount of begging will stay my hand. Understand? Yes, Your Majesty. We all know this is just gonna be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, Defense, what is this misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Ahl'bi on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall that Mr. Raw was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Ahl'bi the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that. By the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Ahl'bi had gotten into it first, which is why he confronted Ahl'bi when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Objection! Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. Ah, I see. Yes, I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. What's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Ahn'Stahna? My point is this. It gave Mr. Ahn'Stahna a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Ahn'Stahna, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! blood. Can you believe that stuff comes out of the guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred. By Mr. Please Lubin Understanden himself.
You're Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Understanden? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping.
Objection!
The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanden holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure?
Objection! As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box.
Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet.
What?
The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case.
Yes!
Finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Understanden, would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? This is all bull. My noggin's a rage cage and it's ready to explode, baby. Instructor Understanden, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag! You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock. Death to the lying lawyer. Here we go. Witness testimony. Lying lawyer. Steal the founder's orb? Me? I did it? This lying lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time, I guard the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Force the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused as the witness claims, or Mr. Understanden opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Majesty. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play and both you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death, it all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Ahl'bi. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be all right. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together. It's a deal. I can't let Ahl'bi down. I have to win this trial. Somehow, I have to prove that only Understanden could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil. This is it. It comes to this. Steal the founder's orb? Me? I did it? The lying lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands unclean. The accused did the deed. Forced the box open. No key did he need. Be right back. Alright, we're back. Let's press.
Hold it!
The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it. Isn't that right? Come on. You just saw it for yourself, didn't you? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh, yeah.
Well, there's your proof right there.
Urgh. Score 1 for the metalhead.
Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box,
Then how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open up for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's a different way to open it.
there's a different way to open the box.
Huh? What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works. Isn't that right?
Are you for real?
You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man.
Ah, so you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner?
I'll have you know, defense, the Kingdom of Khura'in is not some sort of fantasy funland. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion. And yet,
Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on.
a little number about a crazy lawyer with wild, fantastic ideas. Sorry about that. Again.
The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional, man. There ain't no other way.
Ah, new verse. Please do add it to your testimony, Mr. Understander.
The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional, man. There ain't no other way.
You sure?
Delusional, am I?
We'll see about that.
Wild ideas. That's called delusion. Mixed up lawyer, drowning in confusion. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for this sinner's flight of fancy?
Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one.
I just know
There's gotta be some secret trick to open in the treasure box.
Oh, really? And where exactly is this secret hidden?
The secret is obviously hidden in the key.
There's obviously some secret hidden in the key. I'd like to examine it, if you please. You don't know when to quit, do you? Here, go ahead. Examine it all you like.
Nothing. I don't see a thing. Well, defense, what have you discovered? I am afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now.
I told you. Didn't I tell you?
Yes, yes. You told me.
There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open. There's no other explanation. That's right. He desecrated the box by opening without using this Mitara key. Wait, what did he just say? I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer's skull. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah!
For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony?
If I have to. Carve it into your brain, lawyer man. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure.
Is that right? Mitamaki? Or is it Magatamaki?
Objection!
Just a minute, Mr. Understanding. You just called your key the Mitamaki, didn't you?
But didn't you originally say it's called the Magatamaki?
The Mitamaki? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently it's a rather crucial question.
What? What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing. So what? Simple slip of the tongue.
An A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument.
What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Understanding's reaction,
I'd say it's everything my argument needs.
yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. The key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense.
No, man, just a meaningless mistake. Insignificant. You're riding the crazy train of nowhere, lawyer man.
Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense.
To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I am eager to find out.
What?
Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it. Because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail?
Yes, it's an absolutely important detail, I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's Orb.
I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim.
Grounds, Your Majesty?
You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, defense?
Of course! What else can I say? I have to come up with something, anything, even if it's just a bluff. They're Mitama key. Mitama. There has to be something somewhere that ties Mitama and the orb together.
Don't keep me waiting, defense. What evidence shows a connection between the Mitama key and the Founder's Orb? Present the Song of Ceremony.
Take that!
What's that? The Song of Ceremony?
All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Khura'inism.
But hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box.
Holy mother!
But how can that be, defense?
The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key.
Well, yes, it is the same word, but that doesn't mean...
We've been calling this key the Magatama key. And that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it.
And I suppose you know the right way?
I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly,
you need to flip it vertically, upside down.
If we turn the Magatama shape upside down like this, it becomes the Khura'in symbol of the soul. In other words, a Mitama.
Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit in the lock that way.
Oh, I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade, after all. There must be some other place this key fits, but where? Let's see. What were the words of the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitama key actually be used? You gotta flip it upside down. On the back side of the box. Got it! My goodness! The treasure box! It really opened! No way, man! What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy.
Then what you're saying is...
neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Peace, Lube, and understanding. Ah! But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Roll's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. Curse him. It's all his fault. Why'd he have to try and steal the treasure? Why I have to spot him with that box on my way to the storm after the morning dance? It's his fault I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me? I couldn't let. I had to stop him.
What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago.
No! My perfect, unblemished record! Destroyed! The incredible pain! Ruined! No!
Damn, Payne! You went bald!
Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it! No way! This can't be happening!
Peace. I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, Ahl'bi or Gald, not guilty. April 24th, 1:36 p.m. High Court of Khura'in. Accused lobby. There's still quite a commotion. The people from the gallery show no sign of clearing out.
I can't believe it! Not guilty! I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy?
I can feel everybody's eyes on me.
This can't be happening! It's impossible! Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us!
I've never been in a defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable.
Mr. Wright! Oh, Ahl'bi. Thank you! Thank you so much for what you did for me.
I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first.
That's okay, Ahl'bi. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place?
Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain. But I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence and insights.
Right. Rafa, the royal priestess.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions.
Mr. Wright! Shh!
Huh?
Don't say that so loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested.
A rebel?
That's right. One of those people going against our queen and the court system. They call themselves the Defiant Dragons, and they're led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes.
Dirk.
I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say, but you're not scary like that Dirk guy.
Pardon the intrusion. You. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you, see? Flight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are? I'm the Khura'inese Minister of Justice. The name's Khura'in. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching that three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow. Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system. Defense Culpability Act and all.
Mr. Inga, how are you, sir?
Run along, Mini-Monk. Grown-ups are talking here.
Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something?
Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh? Well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief. A repeat offender, see? Had my men looked into it and they found all the booty he pilfered right there in his digs.
But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll? Why?
Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook.
A mook? How can you say that?
Guess that kind of sob story gets you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out that Understanding fella too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers, it's the insurgents.
What?
They put the squeeze on our head monk, apparently. So he gave up the founder's order and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say, White. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift? Oh, well, yikes. I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty no-good-nick punk knows how to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on.
Yikes, he was kind of scary, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about, such as when can we continue the sightseeing tour.
Tour? Oh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls used for training, and I haven't shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza Devotion yet. And then there's that place with
Oh my god, this is too much!
All right. Slow down, Ahl'bi. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go see Miss Maya together.
Yeah, you bet. Maya. I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay.
So, how about that not guilty, Dirk? I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
And that concludes the foreign turnabout. Yep, that's it. And Dirk is voiced by Jamison Price. Yeah, they got some top tier talent for this. Next time, we begin Case 2, the magical turnabout. I'll see you then. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, it means a lot. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I will see you then. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Product provided by Capcom.